Okay, there's the little pump house structure that I talked about that pumped water down the hill. Over here is the parking lot, which nobody is in. And straight across the busy highway is the granite road, which will go for miles and miles and miles up there. And that's where the little steam engine freight train went. Hopefully I'll feel up to going up there Friday, 2 days from now. That would be fun. I really want to go up there. Okay, here's the next leg of the trail. We've been down here to the second bridge, and then I turned around and came back last time I was up here. But today we're going to follow it all the way up to the top of the hill. And here is the second bridge that we got to go across. So there seems to be more water in the creek up here. And the creek actually forks. It continues on this way, which is what we followed a couple weeks ago when we took the trail up along the highway that I had never been on. And then it also forks this way, goes across the highway, and we'll be following that fork of it, following the railroad, hopefully on Friday. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and take a huge switchback trail. It's going to go up here so far, and it's going to just start switching back, and eventually we're going to be up on top there, but it's going to be quite a hike. I've been kind of dreading doing this, but I really want to do it. I've only been on it one time, and I do believe at the top of it, somewhere up near the top, is going to be another really nice looking tree fort tree. And anyway, I know there will be a bench up there, so we'll be able to take another break. And thus, the switchbacking starts. It's going to be pretty steep. We got a long ways to go to get to the top of that. I think I'm going to be pretty done in by the time I get to the top of this hill. But the good news is, from the top, it's all downhill, back down to the car. I guess this might be considered a shortcut to the top. But certainly not for me. I'll stick to the nice, fairly level switchback. It'll get steep in some areas though. Oh, you can see how steep it's getting. Well, you can see how steep the hillside is. That would be absolutely impossible for me if we didn't have this nice switchback, cut back trail. Makes all the difference in the world. Oh boy, it's fairly steep. But it's the only way to do it. Very steep. Oh, we got some evidence of logging that happened a long time ago, probably maybe even before my parents were born. And there was no nice switchback trails here then. That would have been a bear. I sure am getting winded and getting tired, and I don't think I'm even halfway yet. I've only been on this trail once, and it was probably 10 years ago. But I'm bound and determined to do it again. We still got a long ways to go to get up there to the top. I'm at yet another switchback. Just come up that way. The highway's down there. It's getting farther and farther away. See how dense the forest is. See the sunshine over there. I think when we get up on top, we'll get a pretty good view of the area I'm going to be going to. But right now, I need to press on. Oh, here we go. Feels really good. Might be able to see way down there, the second bridge we came over. That's a good long ways away, and there's the trail down there. And here we go. We got another real sharp corner. And you can see how steep the hillside is. We still got a ways to go to top out. I know once we get onto the trail up there, following the railroad, we'll see some evidence of some very, very old stumps that were for sure probably cut in the late 1800s. I have been keeping my eye out for doodlebug traps, but I have yet to see any at all. And I can see where Getting closer and closer to that top area there. Oh, look at this poor guy. Dragging along, getting stuck in pine needles and everything. I didn't think they could exist up here where it's not really damp and moist. Alright, we're getting ever so closer to that elusive top of the mountain. Making pretty good time. Just a little bit further to go and we'll be to a bench. Take another break. Alright, by golly, we are just about to the top. I think just around the corner. And we should get a pretty good view of where we'll be going here at the area of the bench. Oh, at least it used to be. It might be too overgrown now. Yeah, just a little bit farther. Oh, it feels good. I'm glad I got to come up here today. I'm blessed to have been able to come up here today. Certainly very, very blessed. Oh, and there's our bench. It's a little different than I pictured it. And off in that direction, that between those two mountains is where we'll be going. But we'll be going back farther. Hope we'll get a good view up here. Right now, I am concerned with sitting down at that bench and finishing off my bottle of water. I'm not sure where this trail goes. And this one will take us back down to the parking lot. Take us to the Reservoir Road. And I don't see what the treehouse tree. It must be a little farther on. But we'll find it, hopefully. Alright. Let's sit down here and have some water. And a little bit of food. We got a pretty nice view up in that direction. Not the one I was hoping for. But that's where we'll be going. Hopefully on Friday. Okay, give it a little perspective as to where I'm at compared to other hikes. I came up that trail. I'm about to follow that trail back to another place where two benches are at. We've been there before. I sat at this bench and had a nice refreshing bottle of water and a little bit of food. Feel great. And directly, well, down here is where the creek is at. And there's houses down in that area. Down over this way is where the abandoned car was at on the property line. And we took the trip, we took the trip on the other ditch trail I'd never been on, way past that. So that's where we're at. So now we're gonna go this way. I'm definitely feeling my arthritis. I don't think I'd even be able to go hiking tomorrow if it felt like it. In fact, I might end up having to take some pain pills later on today, or to go to sleep tonight, my oxycodone. I'll try to avoid that, but it's feeling like that in that ankle and the knee and the hip. And oh my goodness, I just found the treehouse tree. Look at that. That thing is giant. That's bigger than I thought it would be. That's crazy. That is every little boy's dream to find that. To find a tree like that and just dream of building a massive tree house in there, and that could really hold a lot of treehouse fun for sure. That is big. And it looks like there might have been a little bit of mining going on here, perhaps. At some point. Yeah, that's quite the treehouse tree. Yep, that's quite the treehouse tree indeed. That's big. A little different perspective on the treehouse tree. That is big. That's probably the best one I've ever seen. And I also see a little bit more of what looks like some gold mining activity from past years. And a little bit right there too. Alright, we should be coming up on the little opening area where the 2 benches are pretty quick. My arthritis is really hurting now. It's mostly my left hip. After sitting a little bit too long on that bench. Happens all the time. I imagine it'll get worse and worse over time. I really don't want to have another hip replacement on my only real hip left. There's just something about having 2 hip replacements that kind of bothers me. Because believe it or not, my hip that has been replaced is great. It's feeling good, but I am limited. I can't bend over far enough to put my socks on. I have to have a sock assisting tool for that. And I just don't want to go through a second one. I probably will have to have the big bug. Probably have to have the new hip replaced eventually, because they do wear out. They're not as strong as the original thing, I was told. And now we're coming into an area that is mostly oak, it looks like. A little bit of laurel. And we've already come up on... I swallowed a bug. Or snorted a bug. I'm gonna try to not do that. I should cut down on doing that. Snorting bugs. Anyway, I saw the bench through the trees. So we're to this open area. See the bench there now. So this open area that they made during the trail building years. Oh boy. Yeah, I snorted that bug right down. I gotta cut down on doing that. Oh, crazy. Alright, I'll take a quick sit down here because my hip is hurting. Alright, we're walking down the reservoir road, and right there in the distance to the left is the original reservoir. And the new one is a little bit beyond that. But the good news is I'm that much closer to the car, as I am really exhausted. Anyway, I'm just worn out. It was quite a hike up that very steep trail. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully in 2 days we'll be making the trek up to where the freight train ran. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.